This is Will Powers, May 7th, 2020. Yes, the election year. And it's a great day for Project Veritas. They came out with another breaking story that showed up the fake news media. And as you can see, I'm wearing the Project Veritas hat. There, see that? Project Veritas hat, because I once had the honor of seeing James O'Keefe at a speaking event, and he was giving out free hats and this book too. I got this free book of his, which I put in a Mylar. He's a terrific guy. He does great work, and he's always being sued and winning court cases because he's very honest and he's very scrupulous in his reporting. He never lies. So, excuse me, it's not COVID related. My throat's a little clogged up. Anyway, this story on Project Veritas is very interesting. CBS News blames Cherry Health Clinic for staging fake COVID-19 test line. Takes down story from YouTube. CBS News denied it had any involvement in the fake line of cars staged for its CBS This Morning segment on COVID-19 testing, May 5th. Statement to Project Veritas. They said, CBS News did not stage anything at the Cherry Health facility. Oh, I can believe that. Any suggestion to the contrary is 100% false. You know what makes it more believable is when you put that 100% before it. It's like O.J. Simpson. I am 100% absolutely, positively not guilty of committing the crime of murder and murdering my own wife. I definitely did not do that. Yeah, so we're to believe CBS and O.J. Simpson merely on their word. Any suggestion to the contrary is false. These allegations are deeply disturbing. Oh, yes, they're deeply disturbing. We're so sorry to disturb you with these allegations, but they're true, aren't they? Yes, reading further on here, the Cherry Health Center insider who came forward to Project Veritas said the CBS News crew working for CBS News reporter Andrea Diaz had to know what happened. Based on my knowledge, CBS News had asked Cherry Health to fabricate a line to obtain newsworthy footage. I was given this knowledge from a colleague at Cherry Health, the insider said. After reviewing their response, I can say definitively that the majority of the line shown in their footage is fake. After CBS had gotten the shot and they wanted the entire line dispersed and prove in separate, they dispersed and drove in separate directions, the insider said. Some did U-turns, others parked in nearby parking, and the rest just drove through the testing site without being tested, the insider said. As I stated previously, the nurses did exclaim frustration as it caused an unduly long wait time for a patient that actually needed the testing. So not only were they trying to have a bullshit news story, which they considered more important than the patient's health, but they made it harder for that patient to get service and testing, which he needed, more than the people who knew they weren't sick and were just taking up space in the line to make it look long. It wasn't even that long. It was like 7 cars back. The place was deserted, just like every other place. It's like a ghost town, in a lot of places. It's just, no traffic. But I've been noticing it is starting to pick up again. Anyway, I know that the media is just as fake as James O'Keefe, because I've seen it up close and at first hand. And I was watching some raw footage of Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer meeting with President Trump in the White House and discussing the wall and funding for the wall and it was just before they blocked the funding bill, the budget, and Trump was there all Christmas, while the Democrats were on vacation, and he's the one who took the blame for it. So anyway, they didn't want to negotiate. They knew the press was on their side, and they framed the story like, "Oh, Trump, he's the bad actor here. He can't even negotiate and play fair with people or whatever." Crazy. Anyway, in the story I did right here, excuse me, it's right up here. Transparency in government. Who is calling for less transparency? Not Trump, it's the Democrats. And in this meeting, let's see, Pelosi and Schumer were saying the experts say you can do border security without a wall, which is wasteful and doesn't solve the problem. Pelosi, we came in here in good faith and we're entering this kind of discussion in public view. That's what she was really concerned about. And Trump laid down his trump card, no pun intended, and said, "It's called transparency, Nancy." Yeah. Ever heard of that? It's not transparency, she said like a petulant child. It's not transparency when we're not stipulating to a set of facts, whatever that's supposed to mean. Anyway, as it turns out, when Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer meet the press afterwards, this was all on the video I watched. Pelosi was talking about standing her ground, as Thomas Jefferson said, like a rock where we can't. We didn't come here to divide, Pelosi said. We came here to unify. At her past actions and present comments about the president's clearly indicate in questioning his manhood. Congress of transparency, yes, she used those words. She said, Congress of transparency will be about reaching out and extending a hand of friendship to work in a bipartisan way to find common ground. Yeah, right, more double talk. She did anything but try and find common ground. She was for anything but transparency. She asked to, meet in private without the cameras, like then we can talk. But we can't talk in front of the cameras here. We must have our backroom deals here, smoking a cigar. Nancy smoking a cigar. She comes up from Baltimore. Her father was a public official in Baltimore, and her brother was a mayor of Baltimore. And Baltimore and Maryland is very corrupt. It's a corrupt place, and that's what she is basically. She knows how to play the game. She's been playing it a long time, and she's masterful at manipulating the press. And of course, they're completely compliant and complicit in that. And anyway, that's all for now. That's all I had to say for now. I'll talk to you later. Bye. This is Will Powers and Inverse News. You can reach me at mountaincharliesbcglobal.net. That's my email. And mojomorning.blogspot.com is my website. Thank you for listening.